Lost ballot threatens to deny Liberals a seat. By-election looms. In a shocking development that has captivated the political landscape of Canada, the Terrebonne riding in Quebec has become the center of a controversy that could jeopardize the Liberal Party's hold on power. The recent election saw Liberal candidate Tatiana Auger win by a mere one vote over her Bloc Québécois opponent, Nathalie Sinclair-Descain. While elections are often decided by narrow margins, the circumstances surrounding this particular race involve a critical error by Elections Canada that could have far-reaching consequences for democracy in the region. At the heart of this controversy is a mail-in ballot from Emmanuelle Beauséjour, a resident of Terrebonne. She mailed her ballot on April 5th, believing she had exercised her democratic right to vote. However, her vote was returned to sender on May 2nd due to a misprinted postal code on the envelope provided by Elections Canada. This administrative blunder not only resulted in disenfranchisement, but also raises serious questions about the reliability of the electoral process in Canada. For Beauséjour, this experience has been frustrating, knowing that her vote, cast in good faith, was not counted due to an error beyond her control. The final tally showed Auger with 23,352 votes and Sinclair-Descain with 23,351 votes, making the margin incredibly slim. This scenario highlights how crucial every single vote is in a democratic system, particularly in a riding where the electorate is deeply divided. The emotional weight of this situation is palpable for many voters who feel that their voices are being silenced. The Bloc Québécois is now poised to challenge the results, arguing that the uncounted vote could have tied the election, thus sparking a potentially contentious legal battle. Political experts, including Professor Era Karabegovic, have highlighted that this scenario falls under the category of election irregularities that can be contested. The legal framework allows anyone, not just candidates, to challenge election results if they believe that irregularities have impacted the outcome. Given the circumstances, it seems almost inevitable that the Bloc will pursue legal action to have Beauséjour's vote counted. This situation exemplifies the delicate balance between maintaining electoral integrity and ensuring that all voices are heard in the political process. The implications of this potential legal battle are significant. If the court determines that the irregularity materially affected the outcome, the race could end in a tie, triggering a by-election. Such an event would not only disrupt the current political landscape, but could also significantly impact the balance of power in the House of Commons, where the Liberals hold a fragile majority. The stakes are incredibly high for Prime Minister Mark Carney, who has emphasized the importance of maintaining voter trust and the integrity of the electoral process amid growing public skepticism. As the situation unfolds, it has drawn attention from various political figures, including Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. Poilievre has seized on this controversy to question the Liberals' competence and their ability to manage electoral processes effectively. His criticisms reflect broader concerns about the government's handling of elections, particularly in a time when public trust in institutions is already waning. This controversy may become a focal point in his party's campaign strategy as they seek to capitalize on any perceived weaknesses in the Liberal administration. The potential for a by-election in Terrebonne adds another layer of intrigue to this saga. By-elections often serve as barometers of public sentiment, and the outcome could reveal how voters feel about the current Liberal government under Carney. If the Bloc is successful in its legal challenge, the subsequent by-election could become a referendum on the Liberals' policies and their governance. This scenario could lead to a shift in voter allegiance, particularly among those who may feel disillusioned with the current political climate. Moreover, the legal implications of this case extend beyond Terrebonne. The outcome could set a precedent for how similar disputes are handled in the future, affecting the legitimacy of elections across Canada. Political analysts will be closely monitoring the situation, as it may influence the legal standards for counting votes and handling electoral errors in subsequent elections. This case raises important questions about the accountability of electoral bodies and their responsibility to ensure that every vote counts. The story is not just about one vote. It highlights the fragility of the electoral process and how easily it can be undermined by administrative errors. The fact that a single misprinted postal code could have such a significant impact serves as a cautionary tale for elections in Canada. It emphasizes the need for meticulous attention to detail in the electoral process to ensure that every eligible vote is counted and valued. This incident could lead to calls for reform in how Elections Canada manages mail-in ballots and other aspects of the voting process. As the Bloc prepares to challenge the results, the political ramifications for the Liberal Party could be profound. Should the Bloc's legal challenge succeed, it would not only impact the current sitting government, but could also energize opposition parties across the country. The potential for increased scrutiny on election processes could lead to calls for reform as voters demand greater accountability and transparency from electoral bodies. This situation may serve as a rallying point for opposition parties looking to capitalize on any perceived government missteps. In the coming weeks, as the situation develops, it will be crucial for all involved to maintain focus on the principles of democracy and fair representation. The legal proceedings will likely attract significant media attention, and both the Liberals and the Bloc will need to navigate this sensitive issue carefully. Public perception will play a key role in shaping the narrative, making it essential for both parties to communicate effectively with their constituents. Engaging with voters transparently could help mitigate any potential backlash from this contentious issue. Ultimately, the Terrebonne election dispute serves as a reminder of the importance of every single vote in a democracy. As the nation watches closely, the outcome of this case could have lasting implications for how elections are conducted and validated in Canada. The story is far from over, and the political landscape may shift dramatically depending on how the courts rule on this pivotal issue. This case could become a defining moment for electoral integrity in Canada, prompting necessary discussions about reforms in the electoral process. As Canadians engage with this unfolding drama, it reinforces the value of civic participation and the need for vigilance in protecting electoral integrity. The coming weeks will not only determine the fate of the Terrebonne riding but could also reshape the future of Canadian politics in ways that resonate far beyond this one election. The focus on this case highlights the need for ongoing dialogue about the electoral process and the importance of ensuring that every voice is heard and represented in the political sphere.